there's a lot of business owners and people in real estate. Make sure you're reverse engineering your goals to the business you're running and to what you're trying to do. Because, for instance, like in my space, you have to know the kind of business you want to run. Like for me, I've strategically made decisions based off of the idea that I want autonomy and control of my business. I don't want 100-person team and have to manage all that. I have young kids at home. I played a long time in the NFL. I was, fruitful enough to make good money there. So I'm not willing to sacrifice certain things to try to build some large company.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and I am indeed excited to be here today. I have another fantastic guest. He's in Phoenix. He's a hard money and private lender. Y'all, he played 9 years in the NFL. Yes, sir. And he is the owner of 42 Solutions. And I'm excited for us to peek through his lens, get to glean through his experience so we can apply that to our life, right? And apply that to our business. So I'm so excited to introduce you all to Mr. Devon Kennard. Mr. Devon, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. No, my friend, thank you for being here, man. Hey, you'll hear me say this at the end, but I think time is our most precious commodity. So the fact that you give us time, I consider it an honor. So, man, thank you for giving us your time, man, a little bit. And so I'm a type, man, I like to dive right in. So I would love for you to tell the people what's your main focus these days. If you don't mind, give us a little origin story, kind of how you got into this real estate space. And I already mentioned Phoenix, so we know where you're operating. But yeah, man, give us a little bit of backstory and tell us where you are today, man.
Yeah, so I played 9 years in the NFL. As soon as I was drafted by the New York Giants in 2014, I started buying rental properties. I built a portfolio of up to 50 properties, mostly in the Midwest. Kansas City, Ohio, Tennessee, and Tampa is where I kind of started. And then from there, I kept playing in the league longer, and then I built a pile of money, and I'm like, okay, I'm not able to buy single family as fast as I wanted to. So then I started investing passively in syndications and funds. So that's like bigger projects where I'm a passive investor. And I was doing that. I made over 50 syndication investments and, well into 7 figures. Was doing that for a while. And I started to transition about in 2019 going into 2020. And what I started to see was the single family properties I was buying, they weren't cash flowing like they were early in my career as I was trying to buy new ones in 2020 and beyond. And then I was looking at syndications and funds, and I had a lot of money in there already, but I started to see that I didn't like that I had no control. You invest in these deals, they're other people's projects. You got to just sit and wait till these things exit. So, I was approached by a couple of real estate professionals I knew who were like, I know you have some capital. Would you mind lending to me on a project? I did it. I did like about 3 or 4 different loans. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. So as I was retiring from the NFL in 2022, I looked at everything and I was like, all right, I did these 4 loans. Let's see, looking at how those performed and where that was at, my syndication investments, and then my portfolio of real estate. And I was like, what fits and what direction do I want to go moving forward? And I really loved the cash flow and actually the idea of building a business around cash flow, a high cash flowing business like lending. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to lean into this. That's when I started 42 Solutions, and I kind of just hit the ground running in 2023, and I haven't stopped since.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you for telling us a little bit about the journey, kind of how you got to where you are now, what it is that you do. And now, sir, I have a statement where I always say destiny has no wasted moments, right?
Mhm.
Destiny has no wasted moments. We are building to the people that we are through every leg of the journey, through the success, through the failures. It's reinforcing the people that we see in front of the people that we are today, right? And so I would love to know, sir, what has your journey taught you about yourself? Has it revealed discipline? Has it made you humble? Has it increased your tenacity? Like, what has these moments, particularly within this real estate space, revealed to you about yourself?
I would say it speaks to the importance of growth. I feel like so many people get complacent, and that's what's dangerous. If you're not constantly trying to grow and learn, you get left behind. And I guess I learned that from all my years playing in the NFL and even before in college. But I see it in business as well. Like things are constantly changing and evolving, and if you're not intentional about growing and learning and challenging yourself, and is there a better way, and weighing options and things like that, then I think you're putting yourself at in a position where you're not going to have as much success going forward as you had in the past, because it's going to take a new version of you to be successful going forward, because there's always things evolving and changing. So I would say being a person who is a constant student is something I've learned about myself, and I really believe in, because how my business looks today, it looked a lot different 2 years ago. It looked a lot different 6 months ago. And I think that's important and intentional.
Yeah. No, man. Thank you, sir. So one of the reasons why I asked that question, one of my mentors told me, when you know who you are, you know what to do, right? And so at the center of our businesses is us, the business owner. And so I love how you talked about the growth mentality, man. Like this one constant thing in the world is change, and if you're not evolving, you're not changing, you're gonna get stuck. And so I really appreciate that reflective answer, man. I want to talk a little bit on the operational side, right? So I would love to know what's one operational thing that you've put into place, let's say the last 2 years, that has really helped you be successful in the way you do business now.
I would say I would speak to software and leveraging AI and things like that has been a huge piece for me. I'm very bullish on lean businesses. Lean small businesses. They're not as sexy, but you can make high net margins by having a small team, having your processes, your SOPs, they call them, standard operating procedures, having the software you need to support and implement what you're doing, and then leveraging AI in a impactful way. So I would say adopting that these last 2 years, it's put me in a position where where I have a small team. It's, it's myself. I have an executive assistant, a servicing manager slash bookkeeper, a
Mm.
marketing manager, and then my wife handles all of our valuations in the business. So it's a team of 4 or 5 of us. And I think we can, scale the business to where we have $50 million out in the street one day with maybe just 1 or 2 more hires max. And it's because the SOPs we put in place, the software we have, and the ability we've already implemented in leveraging AI to where my team has the capacity to manage so much more by leveraging, the software and the AI tools that we use.
Yes, sir. Again, man, thank you again for that reflective answer. What's next for you, man? What's the next real goal? What are you looking to solve or scale next?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I would say just continue to grow. I mean, I think businesses need to really identify their strategic moats in their business. And that's something I got from like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. And, I mentioned offline with you before, but I consider my 3 moats in my business and me professionally in general is autonomy, like having the
Mhm.
ability to run my business in a way exactly how I want to. And in my business, how that looks is I fund the loans that I'm comfortable with and I can do things that other lenders can't. Another mode of mine is brands, and that goes with like marketing. No one can copy my story. Being a 9-year NFL player,
Yeah.
investing in real estate, having a private lender. So there's a lot of people who can say they do hard money or private money, but not with my story. So leveraging into my brands. And then the last one is local expertise and the expertise I have in my market and in real estate. I mean, this is 12 plus years going now that I've been a real estate investor. So, I have expertise in the space and I invest and I do my business locally where I really understand the market. So when I lean into that and I encourage any listener, my question to them is what is your strategic moat of you and your business that sets you apart, that gives you an advantage in your market or in your, mode of business. And leaning into that's been huge for me for sure.
Love it, man. So you mentioned a little bit about, some of your, relationships, people who you look to for inspiration. So what's your philosophy on relationship building within business? And tell me, what are some of the people who have influenced you? Who are some people that's in your corner that help you do business? Talk to me a little bit about relationships, sir.
Let's say this is ironic. So I've gotten to the point now because I read even today. I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I'm past generalization.
Mm.
So I'm in a place where I need very specific, like, how does this apply to what I got going on, to the situations that are presented to me? So I still read a lot, I still listen a lot, but I find myself gravitating towards information that's very targeted. So there's a couple of podcasts I listen to that's specifically about private and hard money lending and the mortgage industry and stuff. So I love those. Beyond that, I'll listen to like general business and just
Yeah.
understanding how people view business and operations. And I'll take that information. But my number one way of really like learning and mentorship now is I have a board of directors inside of my Claude and Chat GPT, and I've spent a lot of time building them out. It's Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Howard Marks, Alex Hermosi, and a guy named Greg Crabtree are my 5 people on my board. And I've asked it to take every book and every publication that these 5 individuals have done and what's their philosophies on money, on business, on investing. And then I've given them the information on my business, on my thinking, on my moats, which I've mentioned and all of that. And I have conversations with Claude all the time because it's more specific. Like, I don't want to just hear about how Warren Buffett ran Berkshire Hathaway. What would be his likely opinion on this scenario I have going on inside of my business today?
Yeah.
That's the kind of advice and attention I want. So I found myself using that a lot. I do have a couple of like individual mentors that I talk with and stuff like that, but it's just hard because they're not always up to date with what's current in my business today. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like they're giving me advice with only a piece of the picture, and it's hard to get them completely up to speed.
Yeah.
So, I've actually found myself I lean on that a lot, on being able to have those conversations with Claude. And not that it's the end all be all. I still, reflect on a lot of different things, but it is a big reference point that I lean into.
Yeah. I love it, man. 42 solutions, sir. I believe that there's power in names. I believe we name things for a reason. So, what's the story behind the name 42 Solutions?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
My number growing up, ever since high school, was 42. I was 42 my entire career. The only place I wasn't 42 is when I was drafted to the New York Giants, and that's because it was retired already.
Huh?
So 42
Yeah.
was retired, so I wore number 59 there. But and then solutions is like, I want them to 42 is a representation of me.
Yeah.
That's the number, my favorite number, and a number. And then solutions is I'm providing solutions to the people that I provide capital to, and I want them to know it's me providing solutions. So that's kind of the backstory, and it's unique. You wouldn't necessarily tie it to lending in any way necessarily, but I think that makes it unique.
Yeah.
Before Apple was Apple, you wouldn't say Apple was an iPhone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Huh?
Like we would think of
Absolutely.
the fruit apple. So,
Yeah.
that was kind of my reasoning and thinking behind it.
I love it, man. So listen, I'd ask you a lot of questions. Is there anything that I have not asked that you want to talk about? Like, for instance, maybe you came in with a thought in your mind, like, hey, I'm going to make sure I say this about my business, or I want to make sure the audience know this from a vantage of maybe inspiration or education. I kind of just want to open up the floor that if you came in with the message, you can stick and land it.
I don't know. I thought I had while we were just talking. If there's a lot of business owners and people in real estate, make sure you're reverse engineering your goals to the business you're running and to what you're trying to do. Because, for instance, like in my space, you have to know the kind of business you want to run. Like for me, I've strategically made decisions based off of the idea that I want autonomy and control of my business. I don't want 100-person team and have to manage all that. I have young kids at home. I played a long time in the NFL. I was, fruitful enough to make good money there. So I'm not willing to sacrifice certain things to try to build some large company. So that's a guiding factor for me in how I build my business.
Yeah.
I think too many people get into industries or start businesses without clarity of how they want to run and operate their business and what their actual goals are. So I think my challenge for any listener out there is kind of like, make sure the business you're building aligns with the goals you have set for what you want your life to look like and the kind of business you want to run. And then be aware of the sacrifices you're making. Now, I think I'm intelligent enough to go and run 100-person team and have this big lending company, but that could sell for a large multiple. I can make a ton of money that way, but I'm willing to sacrifice that. I don't want to build that because I want autonomy. I
Yeah.
want to be able to go on vacation with my families and not have to worry about it. I don't want to have to manage a large team. So, as I'm talking to people who are business owners who are building their own businesses, it's a question I ask is like, what are you building towards? What kind of business do you want? And I think I challenge that to every listener to know and understand that about themselves.
Yes, sir. Man, so well said, sir. And listen, man, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, learn more about what you're doing, how can they get in contact with you, sir?
Reach out to me. My email is Devon at we are. So spell it out, we are, and then the number 42solutions.com. Feel free to reach out. Anybody who likes my how I frame business and investing, I have my own newsletter. Head to devonkennard.com where I put out a weekly newsletter. So feel free to go to devonkennard.com, subscribe to the newsletter, and every Wednesday, 8 a.m., you'll be hearing from me with just insights on investing, business, real estate, what have you. And yeah, that's how to get in contact.
Well, Mr. Devon, sir, let me say three things to you. First, thank you for your time. I'm saying it again. I think time is our most precious commodity. And so the fact that you gave us some of your time, I appreciate that. Like I know how podcasts work, right? Like we got to have guests, but still I can't do this episode by myself. And so this time, your time is very precious. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. Secondly, thank you for just your stories, your gift of authenticity. And I even say like the gift of your vulnerability, right? You shared things with us you didn't have to share. And so I think those seeds get planted. We don't know when they're going to take root, but the seed is there. So I appreciate you coming through, sprinkling some seeds, man. And then lastly, sir, thank you for your mindset. Thank you for the way you think, sir, and bringing that mindset to this platform. I greatly appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So listen, y'all heard Mr. Devon. His information is in the show notes. Please get in contact with him, but definitely make sure you're subscribed here because I promise you, we're going to continue to bring up amazing people just like Mr. Devon. So, sir, I say thank you again. And everyone else, y'all have a fantastic day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.